I can call a meeting to order. If you'd like to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, proclamations, we have none, so we're moving on to public comments, and that would be Julie. And if you both want to come up here for them. We're gonna say Jeff instead. You were listed. So. Anyway, just to give us an update on the regional communications. Let's list her and behind it. You didn't mean that. So that's something.
So yeah, I just want to introduce myself, Angie Ryder, Rainbow Communications. We just wanted to come tonight to give you an update on the progress of the fiber. So we're just a reminder, we're overbuilding all of the lines in town to be able to provide fiber internet to all the residential residents. We've had fiber to the businesses since about 2012-13 timeframe. And so this upgraded plant will provide fiber internet, gigabit capable, multi-gigabit capabilities to businesses and residents alike. So in saying that, a little bit of the percentages of what we have done. The main line that is being buried is about 11% complete. The main line that is aerial is 80% complete. Buried drops are 9% and aerial drops are about 9%. So we do have two contractors in town, NCS contracting, and then the Aguilar construction, which is doing the aerial drops. So those are all managed under the engineering company, RBW Engineering. So we've seen some of those trucks around. Most of them are, we've given them magnets. Most of them are supposed to have a rainbow magnet in the window or on the door, or some of them have window clings. So it also identifies as rainbow. We've also, they also have door hangers that they're putting on the customers' doors. To contact them when they're needing to work on the sides of their houses. And then we also have information bulletins that they're handing out to the customers at the same time. So that's just kind of some basic information of how they handle that piece of it. Our customers have also received emails that are existing customers and Rainbow customers that this fiber project is happening. And then the start of probably around June timeframe, they'll be receiving an actual letter that talks about when the cutover will happen, because we'll need to cut their install new electronic equipment in their house, which was part of the reason for needing the new electronic cabinet. And so the concrete pad has been poured, and the cabinet is ordered and should be delivered within about the next 60 days. And so we've been working on that. We received an address from the city for that building, because we'll have to have power put into it. So that's all progressing nicely. So we're on schedule for how we feel like this is going to take place. And so late June, early July, we have to start actually getting all the customers cut over to fiber internet off of what they currently have, which we call coax or cable modem internet. What it's going to do is basically allow them to have faster speeds going forward. And the big piece of it too is it's, I don't like to use the word future proof, because I don't think anybody can future proof anything, but it's preparing us for the future with more streaming capabilities people are using and just more bandwidth needs. It'll allow our businesses to have multi-gig, and even a residential customer to have multi-gig services for the future too. So, and just wanted to see if there was any questions, or just battling technology at you. So I'll take a breath and let you ask any questions you might have.
So you said there's emails that are going out? I mean. I'm just trying to think if I've even received any emails and I don't. So,
We have sent construction, like just announcements that it's happening. You might check your junk mail. Sometimes because they're on mass email coming out, they may be going into there. But we do have a marketing campaign that's going to start that will include even more detailed information individually to each customer and social media and other type of events too that will be. It's kind of, you don't want to talk about it too soon because it will be not installed till probably in July, but we also want to get everyone prepared for, should be pretty, it's not gonna be too much of a deal. The line's gonna go in right now, like I said, and then it'll just be switching out the electronic equipment in the homes of our customers. And those will all be scheduled and should be pretty good available at that.
well, I'm glad to hear that they're gonna do a little bit better job of being identified with Rainbow, because somebody came to me and didn't know who these people were and were in the back and ended up being the fiber stuff, but they hadn't got anything and weren't sure. So I'm glad to hear the stuff that's being put in place. So
Yeah, and as always, just feel free to give us a call if you get things in the office or any
There's only one person.
inquiries. Yeah, we would be happy to address it. You know, we had 2 or 3 of our customers that have called in, and we've been able to work with them on different things that not knowing who the contractor was or assuring them who they were and we just basically made sure they were our contractors too. So that's just part of the whole construction piece, but overall, it's going really well. And the nice part too is that they're putting in the drops too. So I mean, they're actually getting the drop directly to the house. So it should be, it's just exciting for Hiawatha to become an all fiber town. So all of our towns were doing that upgrade too. And
Patrick too.
Sorry.
the other piece of it, we'll be coming back kind of to talk to you about this too, but the state of Kansas is qualifying cities as being broadband ready cities and fiber ready cities. So here in the next 30 to 60 days, we'll be coming back to kind of talk to you about that as far as becoming a certified broadband ready city in the state of Kansas. So that's a campaign that the state is starting also to make sure all cities are open to, you know, advanced services and being ready for high speed broadband.
Is there any money included with that? I mean, I love that they mandate or say we want this, but I was just checking, you know,
It's just bragging rights that you have fiber in your town.
which is good.
It's good for, actually, a lot of it is to secure that. Excuse me, a lot of it is really kind of to secure that there's a good relationship between providers that are wanting to bring service into town. And so we've been very fortunate that we've had service in all of our towns for a lot of years, and we feel like we have good relationships with them. But a lot of communities, they need to be, if they're getting services built to them, they're just starting information about right of ways and things like that, all, you know, it's all new. And so this is kind of just a way for cities to certify that we're going to work with you to have permits and right of ways. So
Comment where they came into my backyard and buried lines and whatnot. And I was a little nervous because when the company that comes out to market utilities, they only mark the power cable up to the meter. But I relocated my meter off the side of my house out into the yard. So where the meter is now over to my house wasn't marked. And I took photos where we built onto our house where all that stuff was, and I showed the guys, but they didn't seem to. I'm not saying they didn't care, but they weren't. They did their thing and it was fine, but it's kind of a little bit concerning to me that that line wasn't marked. They didn't know how deep that line was. I showed them pictures, but that doesn't tell you much. I mean,
fiber is buried like 42 inches.
yeah,
Is
they told me
normal.
all that, but
So
I don't know how deep.
it's usually beneath everything else. So
Usually,
yeah, there's always, you know, there's always
so they
that
would have
time.
hit that, it would have been a big deal to
It
pick
would
it
have
up.
been a big deal.
It would have wrecked my backyard.
So
But it was fine. It's all the other.
glad that went well.
They did
Yeah.
well, yeah.
That could have been a totally different kind of meeting we're having here today. That wouldn't have gone.
Any other questions?
Okay.
It's exciting. I appreciate, I really do appreciate the update. I mean, it's just kind of nice to know where we're at and that we're still moving it.
Absolutely.
So thank you for it.
Like I said, just, you know how to get a hold of us, just contact if this something isn't going, but, we're really pleased the weather's cooperated. You know, most of it is all aerial, and so they've been able to work, outside of that 1 week, they've pretty well been able to work, so we're progressing nicely, so. Like I said, again, just if you have any questions or need our assistance, please let us know.
All right. Thank you, Andy. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Are there any questions with the consent agenda? I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Not, Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passes 4-0. Nothing under old business, under new business, we just want to table the resolution number 2024-04. Because there are some questions on it that Commissioner Mendorf came up with, and I kind of agree, so we wanted to wait on that. Do I need a motion to table it? Okay, I'll make a motion to table the resolution number 2024-04.
Well, second.
Or am I creating something? You got excited?
Could you just table it to either the next meeting or specific?
To the February 26th meeting. You gonna second that one?
Oh, second.
Moving to second and table the resolution number 2024 till the February 26th meeting. Any further discussion? No?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 4-0. Brad, you're up next to talk about the sewer effluent flow meter and SCADA integration. And I actually kind of know what that means because I saw it. So.
Yeah. What we have is we had to update our permit for KDHE. They're coming out with stricter regulations, things like that. And when the plant was built, there was an effluent flow meter that's just water going out of the plant that was installed. And from what I understand, it hasn't operated properly for a number of years. And according to our new permit that we have to have an accurate measurement of what we have going down on our plant in order to meet our permit requirements. And so I had Dominic get with the company that installed it the first time, and they happen to also be the company that does our local SCADA for the sewer plant itself. And I had them give me a price, or give us a price, I should say, on what it would cost to replace that meter. We had a couple of options there, and we decided that replacing the meter was probably the best option for it, because there was some there's gonna be some technical difficulties if we tried to repair it, and it wasn't even gonna be assured that we could. And so I thought that replacement would probably be the best option there. And so the price that they gave was $15,897. And that includes integrating that with the SCADA system. I think you could see that from the two quotes, it actually cost more to integrate it with the SCADA than it did for the meter itself, but it's pretty important for us to be able to track that for, just future use and reporting and things like that to KDHE. And so what I'm asking is to approve the city administrator to contract with Ari Pedrati company to replace that meter for $15,897. I'm open to any questions if anybody has any.
God, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the city administrator to contract with RE Pedrati Company for the replacement of the effluent flow meter and SCADA integration in the amount of $15,897. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to do all that. Any further discussion? None?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Moving on to communications, I guess I didn't make a comment that our city administrator is home sick with strep throat, so. She has all the links to the communications that she will discuss with the fire runs, the expense report, and all the stuff that we usually get. Are there any questions? I do want to add with the First Street signals, Brad and I are actually heading over to the school board meeting after this, just because the school board has a few questions about it, so. We're just gonna kind of give the information we have, but. Is there anything else? Anybody have any questions about it? We can do the best we can. That's easy enough. Okay, moving on to executive session, Andy, hold on.
And
Okay,
could you ask Brad?
so this is attorney-client. Okay. I'll make a motion that the city commission recess into executive session in the conference room for 10 minutes to discuss matters of potential litigation. The justification for closing the meeting is to consult with the city attorney to discuss matters privileged under the attorney-client relationship. The open meeting will resume at 6:01 in the commission chambers, and to include the commission, the city attorney, and Brad Scott.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Do you want to read it all over again? Is there any further discussion? Not. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 4-0.
When I first moved to Hiawatha, she was.
Put a thorn in it, there's so many good. But a lot of it's gone.
Right. What bigger?
Oh, we see 6:01, we need 6:01.
At 6:01, the city commission has called back in the open meeting. The commission took no binding action during executive session. A second,
Second.
move the second. Don? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed 4-0. Moving on to governing body comments. I'm gonna speak for Patrick, unless you want to speak for me. About that.
I'm here. so-
There we go. Yeah, you made your difference.
Yes. Fire department would like permission to do a control burn at 1011 North Fourth Street at Bill McCauley's house. Since it is in the fire, inside the city limits. City, we need your permission to perform that. We do it every year, don't you? We do that every year. I'll make that motion to approve that fire. Control burn. Control burn. Yes, what's the address? 1011 North Fourth. Remember that.
Moving and second to approve the control burn for Bill McCauley. Any further discussion? Not
Thank you.
all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed 4-0. Thanks for coming, Patrick. Did they win?
No.
Just checking. I have nothing else. Commissioner Shepherd?
Someone contacted me today asking if we might be interested in allowing them to put a courtesy car out at our airport. It'd be really cool. Got that call right before the meeting actually, so I think everybody just probably coming in, see if that would be allowed. It's very normal for every airport to have a courtesy car. And it's just for anybody's use that comes in, they can run to town and grab something and go back down. So, that'd be really good.
You have a card? Donate?
I do not, but somebody does.
Sorry, driving a little Volkswagen.
Yeah,
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Dave?
Patrick, thanks to your guys for saving the Sonic.
They are good.
They get there in time.
Thank you.
Evans,
I don't have anything.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moving a second to adjourn, all in favor, or Don?
All in favor? Aye. All for it.
What's your passport?
I guess so. This is good.
I do.
Oh, Andy, good.
Tracy Barnes.